Well, here we go today. Now it's politics. Unbelievable. When I go out, I say to my friends, I will not talk about sex, politics, or religion, because you only end up basically in an argument. And, I mean, let's face it, no matter what you talk about politics, whoever's in, everyone says they never voted for them. And it's just typical now that New South Wales has the unfortunate place to have Barry O'Farrell as Premier. Now, from the Sydney Morning Herald, when was this, April 22nd, I don't read the Herald myself, but from sydneymorningherald.com.au, injured workers face a savage compo cut. The 28,000 workers currently receive benefits and medical expenses would no longer receive a cent under the new scheme. Now, these people never asked to be injured. No, they went to work and in the normal course of their job were injured. So now these workers, like I say, through no fault of their own, are facing a cut-off after 2.5 years for weekly payments for those considered to be partially injured. Honestly, if an employer doesn't have a part-time job for these workers to go back to, what hope do they have? They've got to think about rehabilitation. Yeah, committed to improving rehabilitation outcomes, better rates of return to work and better management of the scheme. Yes, better rates of return to work. Now, I have spoken to quite a few injured workers and a physiotherapist who says they continually push people back to work too early and they either end up further injured or further behind and start again. Now, if you're 12 months into your rehabilitation and for whatever reason you're looking a lot better, whatever, or you have pain masking injections or you're on painkillers, that's only masking the injury. It hasn't fixed it. But no, these people push straight back to work, can further do more damage or put the treatment right back to the start. And I mean, I know one physiotherapist and he is amazed at how many times these people are pushed back to work, continually back to work, and they end up wasting 12, 18, 2 years worth of physiotherapy only to be starting from scratch again because they've further done damage to the injury. How would you describe a politician as an animal? Well, first of all, I think politicians like birds, a bit like a peacock or a flamingo strutting their stuff, all very pretty. Look, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Then a bit of a cross between the flamingo, the peacock, and, say, a pelican. And I look at the likeness of a pelican because of the size of their mouth. That's continually the size of their mouth. They can hold more hot air than any normal person. But then you put them in the category of the ostrich. They duck and hide, but they don't stick their head in the sand. They stick their head up each other's butts. And that's why I think they're so full of shit. No one could keep continually pouring out that much shit without buddy reloading from somewhere. And that's the only thing I can think of to liken it. They don't duck and hide anywhere. They stick their head up each other's butts. Now, honestly, it's the kind of stuff that will result in injured workers losing their homes. People lose the ability to repay mortgages when they are thrown back onto Social Security. And that's where they're going to end up. It'll be a bit like, we'll have refugees, workers' comp refugees. They won't be able to drive anywhere. They'll be bloody, like scenes from World War II, there'll be a big line-up heading to Queensland or Victoria. Just everyone, get out of New South Wales. I want to change my number plates on my car, not New South Wales, the Premier State, New South Wales, the state of despair. This is beyond a joke. Absolutely beyond a joke. But I'm surprised you didn't read the politician's manual. No, we didn't go for the pensioners or the single mothers and grab them by the throat. No, we'll do the injured workers. Because nobody stands up for the injured worker. I mean, injured animals have better rights than injured workers. The RSPCA looks after them. Nobody looks after injured workers. Work cover, looking after you. As long as you're working, if you're not working, that's it. You have no say, you have no one to stick up for you, and continually jumping through hoops to satisfy the workers' comp system. Yes, there were cheats. There were cheats for a lot of years. But honestly, no one now would bother cheating the system because you're better off going to work and earning an honest dollar. And I challenge you, Barry O'Farrell. Whatever the statutory rate is, I don't know, between $400 and $500 a week. You go and live on that for a month or two. I mean, get a paper cut, go off injured. You ever done an honest day's work in your life, Barry? And I'll tell you what, if you want, you make an appointment, I'll come up to Parliament House, I'll give you a worker's injury, I'll kick you fair in the nuts. And if that doesn't hurt enough, I can get someone else to come and help too. Now, sports people, that's what we need in politics. Sports people, they get injured all the time. But their team looks after them. There's no team here to look after injured workers. It's just fend for yourself. I mean, what do you do? We're injured workers, we're on the merry-go-round. Look at this here. Oh, it's pay week. What am I going to do? Oh, let's spin the wheel. Oh, rent. Food. Rent. Food. Oh, bugger it. I'll pay the rent next week. I'll eat this week. Tell you what, amazing. It's a wonder we don't have like a refugee camp for injured workers. The way it's going, and even then they'd have to put up with bloody donations or St Vincent de Paul or the Salvation Army or someone feeding them, because I'll tell you what, the government wouldn't give a stuff about them. Yeah, nothing but a lowlife, Barry O'Farrell. I tell you what, I didn't think you could get any lower than the politician's handbook on picking on pensioners and single mothers, but here you go with injured workers. Like I said, Barry O'Farrell, make an appointment, call me up, I'll come up. How often you need it? Once a week, twice a week, I dare you. And these people, and even workers, ask for a measly little pay rise, and the government's not a chance in hell. And when do you guys do? Oh, we'll have a pay rise. All in favour? Who's going to back down from that? Your pay goes up and up and up, and you don't just do 2, 4, 5%, which hard-working, honest people look for. No. You go in and jump in and say, we'll have a pay rise, and you do it on the last day of Parliament, and usually late at night when no one can object or no one knows about it until 2, and can't complain, and when you come back to work, it's all forgotten, isn't it? No, you look after yourselves. Tell you what an easy street you've got. You sit back, pull all the money in, do nothing for it, cop a bit of flack in the media maybe, and what do? Retire with a good pension. What do injured workers get? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, in the Sydney Morning Herald article, one recipient was forced off work in 2009. Suffered a disc prolapse. I'm not going to name names. It's in the Sydney Morning Herald.com.au. Injured workers face savage combo cut if you want to check it out. Slow-moving bureaucrats. Slow-moving. Should rename Parliament House Opium House because it's full of slow-working dopes. He allowed the damage to worsen. And I know of one worker who was told a disc replacement would fix his back. He'd be back at work. Well, work cover stuffed around and stuffed around and stuffed around, getting second, third opinions, poking, prodding, carrying on. This guy had been on painkillers for ages. And when they said, yes, we'll do the disc replacement. So he went back to the doctor. He said, yee-haw, I'm ready. And the doctor said, it's too late now, too far damaged, too far gone, because you muck around. And slow-moving bureaucracy. Look after people's health. Without health, you have nothing. And while you're injured, the government will make sure you have nothing. Just remember, Barry, make that appointment once a week, every couple of days a week. I don't mind, I'll come around, I'll give you a kick in the nuts, keep you off work. You try and survive on that money and donate the rest of your pay to something worthwhile. Maybe the Salvation Army, because they're going to end up feeding these people when you stop paying them. You're a low life, Mr. O'Farrell, an absolute low life.